What's up, guys? Sorry for a late upload today. Just for the past week and for the past month, there's just been a lot of stuff going on. So I'm trying to let you guys know that within the next few weeks upcoming, there will be a lot of stuff as well as changes. So I might not have as much time as I used to. So just in case you see the late uploads and stuff like that. But basically, this weekend I'm gonna have my birthday party earlier with my two friends because they are flying out on the 15th. So I'm pretty much forced to celebrate a week earlier with them, just to have some good time. So you guys will probably see a re-upload from the second channel on possibly Saturday. I don't know about Friday though, so I'll have to see if I can get the videos out. If not, you guys will have to see a re-upload. Sorry, but I am pretty much trying to get you guys a Bleach Brave Soul video and a Naruto Blazing video as well. So I started playing Naruto Blazing for a week now. Been really enjoying the game. So I've just been grinding out, maxing out my 6-star characters and stuff like that. And then Bleach Brave Souls, I had a lot of tickets saved up, so you guys will see those videos come out sometime by this weekend. So I just want to apologize in advance. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's just been pretty tough to deal with these sort of things. So if I can't get you guys some sort of video for Friday and Saturday, you guys will see a re-upload, and then the Blazing and Brave Souls video. But besides that, I personally just, haven't been enjoying the Crimson Fist. I did play Crimson Fist maybe before the 85 cap for about a week when I first pulled Sage Naruto. And, at the time, Sage Naruto, Hashirama Iruka was such an insane team that, it was working out. I was having a lot of fun. And then I kind of just stopped, went from Crimson Fist to Wind Main and other type of mains. So, honestly, going back to Earth Main, I really don't like the experience. So the thing that really made it worse was just Sage World Battlefield last night. So for the first time, our server got split up into brackets, so only all the level 85s were together, and it was pretty much like you were able to do one fight every 3 to 4 minutes. There was time periods where I was just literally waiting for an opponent, and there was just I was only able to do like 3 or 4 fights in the end. So it was very bad experience of Sage World Battlefield last night. It was far from fun. And then Ninetales damage with the Earth Main is honestly really lacking. So I had no idea what to exactly run. So I just stuck with, Hashirama, Iruka, Asuma Windblade. I know in China people did use the 8 Inner Gates Lee, but I did not work on him, and I think he's still a 2-star, so I'd rather not go for that right now. And as far as the talents, I went for, Guidance for the extra combo rate, Pose of Duel, which they changed to be like Asuma Windblade, Taijutsu attack, and then the double standard attack for the mystery. So, I really don't know. It's just Earth Main always feels like it's really lacking. On the bright side, doing TI is a lot easier because I usually have a really big shield on Tendo and a really big shield on Mace, so that works out. It's easier to do TI in a sense, but honestly, the Earth Main is not for me. Tomorrow, you'll definitely expect a change when the new events come out, since it's Thursday, and there's supposed to be a maintenance as well, so you will take longer to log in. So tomorrow, I'm changing mains. I'm really hoping for something good to come in the event because I've been stacking ingots, really trying to go for power, and who knows, maybe get like a Killer Bee or something. That's like the last ninja I need to go for. So, when it comes to the Earth Main with this team, with the few fights in Sage World Battlefield, honestly, it feels too slow. That's the reason I really don't like Earth Main. It just doesn't fit my playstyle. It's really, really slow. You could do 2 different ways. You can go for Chakra Wall to get yourself a KazeKage Gaara mystery on the second round, or you can go with the double standard attack, which I've been messing around with, just to do the standards. And then having Gakido in the 9th spot means that he clears debuffs at the end of the round, which is very good. But overall, I've been unimpressed with KazeKage Gaara. I never liked the regular Gaara, and trying out with KazeKage honestly does not make a difference. I feel like he's the same exact ninja. It's just he has an 80 cost mystery, without needing to use the field spell. But personally, I've never been a fan of Gaara, and the KazeKage Gaara hasn't really been impressing me either. And it's just the way it's been working out. I do have to change my talents here as well, since I don't have to do the challenge. And a lot of people did give me more challenges, but with the way things are going right now, I really am just not unable to do so. So I can't remember. I was using Pose of Duel. Yeah, I think so. Okay, I honestly can't remember. But yeah, guys, there's a lot of stuff on my mind. So I do want to apologize, but it's just really impacting the way I'm doing things for this week. I really hope that everything gets cleared up within a short time, but only time can tell. So this is pretty much going to be the last day I'll give Earthmain a try. I don't know what they could release tomorrow that would make me stay Earthmain and give it another chance, but it is honestly just not my thing. I really don't enjoy it. So since you get Sage Naruto Chakra, you can basically do the Earthmain's double attack round 1, which is very good since it's now doesn't have a battle cooldown anymore. So you can just go right off the bat into it. And it actually does dish out a good amount of damage. Now, all around, you have Gakido to clear debuffs, you have shields, but it's just, honestly, the team is, it just has a bad feeling. I personally don't like it. I definitely want to switch. Maybe, like, the last hope for KazeKage Gaara for me would be if I go Wind Main, since, I wanted to try out a Wind Main Sage Naruto lineup, and I definitely feel like, Wind Main will do a lot better. Plus, the 4th mystery is something I want to mess with. But the Earth Main, the playstyle is way too slow. It really takes a lot of rounds to win the fight. That's exactly pretty much the only problem. And then on top of that is I don't have any interrupt round 1. So my KazeKage Gaara can lose his barrier pretty easily. That's just the way it really works out. And, it's overall, it's like a survivability lineup. It's going to be there to protect you and just make sure everyone's topped off. But, ignites and poisons are pretty much the only weakness to shields, but Gakido is there to hopefully minimize those effects. You could also do Jigokudo, but personally, Gakido does make the team a little bit better, but when it comes to the survival trial point, either way could work out. So, any things that are positive about the Crimson Fist? So, I don't know, I haven't played Crimson Fist too much, but the shields kind of seem way less than they used to be before the 2.0 update. Stacking up 12k shield to Sage Naruto. Overall, the shields just feel a lot less. That's just it. And then KazeKage Gaara's mystery doesn't even dish out amazing damage. So for a ranked battle setup, I would say KazeKage Gaara is way better. But apart from ranked battle, it is very lackluster. So that's just what I really noticed. Gakido does his job well. Plus, the passive, his mystery is really good, giving you a shield for 80% resistance and making them immune for debuffs for 1 round. And, it really feels like the Earth Main is more of a back row ninja now. They're have more of a supportive role. And, I could have finally done I should have done the KazeKage Gaara, but I forgot about, the Sage Chakra. So the Earth Main definitely feels more of a backline unit now. He does give great support to the entire team with a great amount of shields. Although the damage really does feel slow. You could probably build way stronger lineups with more nuke potential and higher buffs. That will definitely probably make it better. But, I've honestly... Lightning Main has been so good for me, and mostly because it is a blitz type of lineup. So I'd say, definitely Lightning Main is still way above the Earth Main, at least for me. Tuning towards my playstyles, I do enjoy the Lightning Main way more than the Earth Main. And, I definitely want to go try Fire Main because it got a pretty big change because of 2.0. And then I want to go ahead and go Wind Main. So those 2 mains I do want to check out. Water Main is also there on the list. But, Water Main was pretty strong before the 2.0 update. And she got like a pretty nasty buff when it came to the 2.0. But being more of a tank, and her Skewer Mystery is really good, as well as her new standard attack. So I do want to mess with that. But who knows where I'm going to go. I'm really just waiting to see what the events are going to be tomorrow. Really looking forward to spending the ingots and hopefully getting out some things. And I am, trying to grind as much as I can on Naruto Blazing because I need, like, a lot of the ramen cups to level up my 5 stars and evolve them into 6 stars. So that's just something I'm focusing on. And it's pretty intense because every single day I'm out there, grinding out the stamina and trying to get ramens and joining other people just to level up on my 6 stars. So I'll be doing, Brave Souls videos for Bleach once in a while and Blazing as well, just to kind of get some more variety. When, everything becomes more stable, then I guess I can go into other games streaming on the channel and just see what happens. But we're very close to 10,000 subscribers. Honestly, I did not expect it to go this fast. So, it's definitely been close. And 15 days, I would have been 1 year on YouTube. So it's definitely been a long journey. Met some good people, met some bad people, but it's a life experience. You do learn a lot throughout YouTube, and in the case of my life, I would say that I'm probably met a lot of bad people in my life. So it's not necessarily that I'm an asshole. It's just I've always met the wrong kind of people. But that's just besides the point. It's just really a life experience being on YouTube for an entire year. It was definitely different starting out YouTube and continuing. Naruto Online was pretty much the changing point. That was really the changing point. I've actually got a bunch of fragments today. 80 Zabuzas on top of that. But yeah, ever since Naruto Online came out, so much things have changed. Fairy Tail was announced for early spring this year, and there's still no information on that. But when there is something, you guys will be sure. I'll probably do a stream for Fairy Tail when it does come out, or just whatever comes. I will announce it if Fairy Tail does say, oh yeah, we're gonna start the beta, or if we're gonna start the game. So it's, even though it's gonna be a copy and paste, it's gonna be a good change. Get some kind of variety. So I just want to say thank you guys for being here, especially for those of you who've been here the longest, because YouTube was completely different back then. So it's been definitely a road. Now it's been pretty good for the most part, and hopefully everything just keeps going on up and it just keeps getting better, so I can do more videos for you guys and play other games and bring you guys some more entertaining content. Because at the same time, it's nice to be entertaining, but then I just want to pretty much share my experiences in the game, so those of you can pretty much get some advice from me. Because the way I always learn how to play games is I learn from my mistakes. Trust me, nobody's perfect. All right, it doesn't matter how hard you try or how hard you try to hide it. Nobody's perfect, so you're pretty much going to no account has ever had a perfect start. Even then, over time you're gonna have something where you could have done better, and you're like, damn man, I could have done this instead of that. So over a year of playing these games as a spender, and then 3 years ago from Ninja Classic, playing it for a bit as a free player, I've learned so much when it comes to these games. And the official games, it's funny because you would have thought they would have been a completely different thing, or a lot better than the unofficial games. But to be honest, they have the same type of mindset. They're all really in for the money either way. I would say the customer support in both games, I haven't really had much experiences with the customer support in Naruto Online, but the other games, the customer support does not care. They just pretty much tell you, oh, you messed up, well, let's just spend more and fix it. That's just pretty much their kind of response. So official games seem like an angel compared to the unofficial ones, but the money is still there for both of them. It really is. It's, the prices may seem fairly different if you want to compare other games, but with the amount of stuff you can purchase in Naruto Online, it really does catch up to the other unofficial games. But, it's just enough rambling. Let's just, finish off the survival trial. Let's see if this Earthmain... Personally, like I said, there's just nothing amazing about the team. It's very tanky. It has, I would say, probably decent damage, and it has good survivability. But besides that, it does just take a while to get set up for it, and I'm personally just not enjoying it. At least in Survival Trial, you won't be able to see KazeKage Gaara in action too much. And even in Seijo Battlefield, I only managed to do a few fights, so it's been very unimpressive for that. But, the Crimson Fist did take a lot of changes, but I still say it's pretty good. They didn't really kill it off. You can still pull off some great teams with it. Definitely has its uses for it. So, even though all the main characters had changes, you can't really knock off one main character from another. Same goes for Fireman. A lot of people are giving Fireman a lot of criticism, especially because of Toby being changed. But Fireman can still be good with Toby or without him. And it still has some, pretty good fort talent. So even Samurai Jack on my server has started to use, Fireman a lot. And it's actually been paying off. I saw the Fort Standard attack in person. I fought him. It does a huge amount of damage. And it also has a chance. It also ignites, so it's pretty nasty. And then the boost for ninjutsu on the entire field is also very strong. So, a lot of main characters had most editions where they had a certain role and kind of had pretty much a secondary role added to them. So a lot of the mains are now also able to be supports, which is very good because in other games, you know, supports do bring victory. You can have a team based on full damage, but you know, supports can stop you, crowd control effects, all these kind of things. Even now, certain teams that have immunities can get those immunities off just by simple other characters, because now they will start clearing buffs, and it will start clearing, you know, everything. Even Rule of the Warrior teams do have a weakness because of the wind main. So, you know, in the future there will be more ninjas that can do that, like Swimsuit Tamari and others. So I, you know, would be looking forward to seeing what we can get in the future. There's definitely a long future for Naruto Online. The game will last, and hopefully, you know, everything comes out for the better. We do need to get ourselves good events, so we can only pray that the next set of events are gonna, you know, be the stepping stone to an even better future for the game. Because obviously it's a new year, and 2.0 really did change the game, so they might as well get out some better events, really help out both sides, and, you know, just keep getting some sort of good releases, because the game is really moving at its own point. You can't even compare it to Germany at this point, or even Brazil, because we have a lot of features that they don't have, and it's just pretty crazy at the rate that we've been moving. You know, 2.0 coming so soon after Kage's. Who knows when Jinchuriki's and everything else will come out either. So you can only just wait and see as the game moves by you. I'm really trying to get, you know, Sage Treasure or some kind of battle armor event, so I can buy myself the medium threads to finish out this rank 6 battle armor, and then next time around, hopefully Chinese New Year has, you know, an amazing recharge event. Even if it's the same recharge wheel as Germany, you know, having all coupons is still better than the stuff we've been getting in wheels. So personally, I will just stack up on that and then go for rank 7 armor, and then do my entire plan. So that's what I really want to do, is go for battle armor and then go for pure power in general. So anything about this team, honestly, it really does not appeal to me. You know, I'm not trying to knock anybody who does play Earthmain, but for me personally, I just don't. It's not a good experience. I don't enjoy the Earthmain. Honestly, I just avoid Earthmain for this reason. You know, I just personally just do not like it. So tomorrow, hopefully, there's gonna be some new stuff, new events. Hopefully, I'll go to a different main character and, you know, try out some different teams that I want to do. But that's all for today's video. I'll see you guys soon. Like I said, the next few days will be pretty crazy on my end, so I apologize for any delays or stuff that can happen.